What's up, preppers? Welcome back to another video. Today we're asking, what's in the box? No, we're not. I'll tell you what's in the box. It's all about fire. Fire's been an absolute necessity for as long as men have been men. Can you say that anymore? Not sure. Something we've identified as, I don't know. I'm lost. I'm not woke. Man, as in human, has needed fire, heat, warmth, cooking material for as long as time, and it's something that we cannot live without. We often talk about food, water, and all the essentials that we need to keep our life going, and some people can't live without the charger and the solar panels and things like that. But what you really can't live without is your food and water, and the next one is going to be warmth. And obviously fire doesn't just give you the warmth, it lets you process that food into safe eating food. It lets you process that water into safe drinking water. So fire is one of the key essentials as a prepper, to know how to start, make, and just make sure that you have a form of achieving this. Now, I'd love to pull out a fireball and start showing you how to do it primitive, but to be honest, it's really not my skill set. I know where my skill set is. That's not it. I could potentially do it if I was stuck on a desert island, castaway style. I know the theory behind it. I know what's required. I know how to do it, but I've never really done it. I've never really practiced it. So, as a prepper, what do? I have my firebox, okay, and other things in here that are spread amongst my kit. So let's have a closer look at what I'm talking about. So this is my firebox, guys. Survivor dry box. It's got a little compass in the top. Not sure how reliable that is or handy it even is to be embedded in the box, but the box cost me nothing. It was given to me by Viking Mitch at the last prepper meet, so thank you, Viking Mitch. Put it to good use. This is now my fire box. This is my I'm going to be able to set a fire anywhere kind of box. It's not all the fire materials I have, but it's a good storage area for them. So the box is a dry box. It's got a rubber seal all the way around here. A bit of lint there. There's a giveaway. It's got my gloves, which I've mentioned on previous videos before. It's got this, which I will go into separately shortly. I've got 3 boxes of matches in there. I've just left them in the plastic for that bit of extra protection. I've got these that came as part of British Army rations. If anybody doesn't know what these are windproof matches. So that's them. Another one of them. I've got a standard normal lighter, storm lighter. I've got this Explorer, which I've done a review on before, which is an arc lighter using electricity. So no gas left. You can still get a charge off something solar, then that's USB chargeable. And this lovely bag covered in lint is a ferrous rod. And this, which is a blower for starting the fire. Now, what this is all on top of is all of this. And it might seem a bit gross, but this is all from the dryer. From the little drawer at the front, and it's that dry lint stuff. And just a bit of that like that is such a great kindling fire starter, as it is, that would last you for absolutely ages. I would only use this if I couldn't start a fire purely with wood or with feather sticks. It's just a just in case, but every time I empty it, I come over and I build that up. And everything else just gets shoved in the side. So we're going to keep out our ferrous rod for a minute, and we'll put everything else back in there. Just as it is. I'll grab a bit of this as well. There we go. And we'll just put it to one side. Safety first. So without anything else, this on its own should catch. Right, scrape a bit off first because it oxidizes from the last time you used it, and then there we go. Just with the sparks and the ferrous rod, we have flames and fire coming from that. Key to have your other kindling ready, because this does not burn very long as it is. It burns very quickly, this lint, but it does burn hot, so you could get some stuff straight on there and start your fire from there. But as you see, that big piece is pretty much done. It doesn't glow very long afterwards either. So that's done. That's out. It's cold enough for me to even pick up already. So it is smoking a bit somewhere in the middle. Oh yeah, there's a glow. There's an ember there somewhere. That's because there's a piece of paper in there. Okay, so that's nice, easy, quick way of starting a fire with your ferrous rod. Now, I don't mind this ferrous rod, but it is tiny. And it's actually come out of the handle recently, so it's a bit of a pain. But I went to the prepper meet in the Midlands, and everyone's had bigger ones than me, so a bit of ferrous rod envy. So I do want to get a new one. So at some point I'll have to try and find one. What I wanted to show you for a longer burn is this. Now, I'm not sure if you could see what they are through there with the light, but this is take one out. It's messy. These are cotton wool balls covered in petroleum jelly. Like that. Now these do the same sort of thing, and we'll light it with the ferrous rod again, but the burn time is a lot more significant. Quicker to catch, faster, higher flame, is a bit black smoke off it, but it burns for a lot longer. So much so, I'm not going to set my fire alarm off. I want to put that out quickly there. So it does burn for a lot longer with that. Let's put that to one side. And these have to be the cheapest thing ever to produce. So let's show you that. So I started with this. These came in a set of like 6 little sweet tubs. Pop them open. Jellies for the kids. Terrible. But that's all I'm using them. They're plastic. Good strong seal on the lid. Thought, oh, I can put them to use. So as the kids went through them, because they had quite a few, I started collecting the empties, not realizing at that stage what I was going to use them for, because I couldn't use them for canning and stuff because you can't put heat through them because of how thin that plastic is. And I thought about I could put stuff in there and put your oxygen absorbers in there. That would probably work, but for food, it's a very small quantity. So after a while, I started thinking about fire starting kits. Now, I know I have my big box, but when it comes to a bug out bag, possibly even an everyday carry, how small this is, but one in each car, one in the bug out bag, one in the get home bag. So I could spread these out and I always would have some sort of kindling, no matter which kit I grab or use, or end up stuck with. So, what do you need? Balls. Cotton wool balls, to be precise. And this is them. And I'm sure somebody's going to comment on this and tell me there's a much better way to do this. And I hope they do, because it will speed up my production no end. I got this, which was like a no brand petroleum jelly, 226 grams, and it was from a pound shop. So guess how much it was? No, it actually was a pound. I know a lot of stuff in there is not anymore. Same with these. These are from a pound shop. So recycled, pound shop. And you can see how much I've used already. And I've created about 6 of these. And all I'm doing is putting the cotton wool ball in there, giving it a shibby around. Have yourself some kitchen roll and a little basin on hand to wash your hands frequently, because it gets everywhere. And that's pretty much it. It doesn't have to be absolutely soaking every little bit of it. Ideally, you want to be able to open it up and get to a bit of that dry stuff. So just a coating like that. And then simply popping them in there, fill it up with as many as it takes. And as if by magic and Blue Peter technology, you end up with something like this. And yes, afterwards, make sure that seals nice and tight, because what you'll want to do is just wash these afterwards. I just ran them under a warm tap to get rid of all the grease on the outside. Make sure they're nice and dry and not flammable directly themselves. So that's how I made my little fire starter tubs. And we'll continue to make until I run out of these and run out of these. But for the sake of a pound for that, a pound for that, and if you've got to pay for tubs, maybe you can get something like this at a craft shop, I don't know, but the cost's still going to be quite minimal. These were free for me, so I've got about 20 of them, and I think I've got enough cotton wool balls and petroleum jelly in here to finish filling them all. So £2 over 20. They were dirt cheap per unit. That's all I wanted to show you, really, guys. The fire kit itself as a whole box. Again, thank you to Viking Mitch for the tub. If anybody knows where you get them from, please feel free to put that in the comments to help other people below. But making these little kits, not just for that fire box, but for every bag I've got, could be the difference in a warm night and a terrible night. And you saw how quickly it struck with an inferior ferrous rod. So even with a better, bigger one, that would be one-time strike and it's off you go. My advice would be, by all means, test it. Test the theory, make them, go out, start a fire somewhere safe. But test the theory, train with your gear by all means. But after that, I would not be using these. If I'm out and about on a little trek with a backpack, I'm always going to opt for the more difficult but more sustainable method without SHTF situation, or even in SHTF situation. If you can carve yourself a feather stick, that's where you shave the stick down lightly so you end up with the curls on top, and use that as your kindling to get a spark onto to start your fire. That's more sustainable. Just remember, in an SHTF situation, whether you're using this, whether you're using a lighter, or whether you're using anything like that, it's a finite resource. So at some point it's going to run out. And I would rather use them when it's blowing a gale and it's pouring down and I'm shaking and I have no energy and I need to start a fire. I would rather use something like that to get a fire started quick than I've ran out of all them during the summer because I was just being lazy. And now I'm stuck in that situation. So just remember, the easier you make it to start a fire in a difficult situation with low energy is going to help you out so much more. Now, petroleum jelly does have a best before. It has a manufacturing date of this in 2024 and it has a best before in 2027. Not sure how much that'll be affected afterwards. We've got a good seal on these anyway, but maybe if we are still prepping, still making videos and we've not hit the fan in 5 years' time, I'll open one of these up and try it again and see how it goes. But I think personally, it's going to last. It's going to do well. And the cotton material itself is a great kindling fire starter. The petroleum jelly is just a great extra accelerant on top of it. So that's all I've got to say. Make sure if you're messing with things like this, you think of fire safety. You've seen in previous videos, I've got fire blanket, I've got 2 fire extinguishers. So I've always got something on hand just in case. And of course, I had a saving coffee mug to cut the oxygen off for that one as well. So safety first always, guys. If you're trying anything like this at home, make sure you're doing it in a safe environment, ideally outdoors. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope it helped some of you in some small way. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.